and paste it here. Paste. Alright, a toothpaste. Alright, it was a bad joke. Hello and welcome back. In this video of Pizzato, our food delivery app, we are going to add payment gateway with the help of Razorpay. Now the entire theory based upon why I am choosing Razorpay is onto the poll that I have put out on my YouTube and similarly on Instagram. Now if you are not following me, you should definitely follow me there. Let me tell you that the following video is going to be quite long, so I hope you will be with me till the end of this video. So let's start off our video with simply creating a new account on Razorpay. So once we have created a new account on Razorpay, you can simply get the API keys which shall be under your test mode, that is your test dashboard. So once you have gotten your API keys, we can simply start off the coding. So here, if you observe, we have our Pizzato login page which looks quite dull. So let's do one thing, that is improve our UI at some better extent. Now don't worry, I am going to add the following asset under a description box. So you should definitely grab the following images so that we will be on our same boat. We can simply move under puff.yaml file and get on a dependency of Razorpay. So once we have done this, we can simply move under our libraries. So let's start improving, that is redesigning our entire UI. So here if you observe, we have nothing but just the entire column under a center. So let's remove the entire thing from here. Now the second child that we will be having today is nothing but a stack. So under the stack, first of all I will have all the children. Now the first child under our stack is going to be a container. So for that, let me add a new container here. Under this container, first of all I will be simply having height to the following container under a course of media query. For media query from the following context, and from this I can simply grab the height, and after this let's have a width as well. So after having our dimensions to our container, we are going to have a decoration. So under the decoration we can have our box decoration. So under our box decoration, let's have a gradient under a form of a linear gradient. So first of all, let's start off by giving it a beginning alignment. So for begin, I can simply write here alignment, that is alignment from top center, and similarly for the end. For the end, I can simply write here alignment dot top bottom or right bottom, that is border center. So once we have done this, let's give stops to our entire gradient. Now let me explain to you about what the property of the stops means. Now consider the following container as the entire size of the following screen. Now the stop shall be the entire scale based on 0 to 1. Now the following custom bar, that is our entire custom app bar of the following application, shall be the 0th point, and the following bottom navigation bar shall be simply the 1 point. So here under my stop, if I give it a stop of 0.2, the following stop, that is the gradient of the alignment, shall be taking at the place from 0 to 1. So the following 0.2 shall be coming here. So after having 0.2, I can say I have 0.4, that is 0.45. which will be somewhere quite here at this point, and after this let's stop of 0.6, and after that a last stop of nothing but 0.9. So after having the following stops, let's have a color, and the following color shall be based upon the following stops. So here under the following color, I will be simply having a hex color. So I will simply fast forward the video about copying and pasting the entire colors. Now these following are all the colors which shall be aligned over our stop, and the alignment from top center to the bottom center. So let's format document first. So after having the following container under our stack, the next child under our stack will be nothing but a decoration image that is wrapped under a container. So here I will be simply writing a new container. The container shall be having a height of nothing but, and for the entire height I can simply multiply it by 50. So after having this, let's have a width as well. So after having height and width, that is dimensions, let's have a decoration. So under decoration I will be simply having a box decoration. So here let's have a image. The image shall be nothing but for our decoration image. So under a decoration image, I will be simply having an image from my assets. So I can simply write here asset image. Now from the assets, the image is nothing but, let me see, under my puff.yaml file, the image shall be nothing but for the sign in one. So I can simply copy the entire path from here and paste it here. Let's press Ctrl and S. So let's do one thing, that is instead of having this media query image, let's have a 500 one. Let's see it. Cool, so it looks more cool now. So after having both of the following containers, we are going to having a text. We shall be displaying a tagline for our entire Pizzato. So for the tagline, I will be simply having a widget of positioned. So under this position, first of all, let's have somewhat padding things to it. So here I will be simply having a padding from 720 from top, and also from leftwards of 10.1. So after having both the dimensions of padding, I will be simply having a container. So here under this container, let's have a height of 200, similarly a width of 180, Cool. So after having this, let's have a child to our entire container to be nothing but a rich text. Of course, we need somewhat stylish text, not a regular text. So here I'll be simply having a text to be under the form of text span. So under the following text span, let's have a text first. The text shall be nothing but Pizzato. Let's have somewhat styling to our entire text to be a text style. Let's have a children to our entire text span. So the children shall be under a type of text span itself. So we can simply give it a type. So under the following children, let's have our first children to be text span itself. Now under the following our first text span, let's have a text. The text shall be nothing but at your. Spoiler alert, the entire text is nothing but Pizzato at your service. So here I can simply at your. Let's have somewhat styling, the usual stuff. So under the styling, let's copy the entire styling from here and paste it here. The only difference will be nothing but about somewhat colors. So let's make it of white. Also let's decrease its font size of 40. So after having this, let's copy the entire text span from here, and here instead of this, let's have a service written here, and under the color, let's have a Redesigned one. Press Ctrl and S. Cool. So let's decrease somewhat position from here of 420. Also let's do one thing, that is increase somewhat width of our container. Everything is about trial and error. Alright, so everything is done nice. So after having the following positioned, that is position widget, we will have one more position widget for the buttons. So here I can simply add positioned, the usual stuff. Let's have somewhat height and width, that is top and left padding to our entire positioned widget. So here let's have a padding from top for 620 I guess, and after having the following top padding, let's have a child. The child shall be nothing but a container. So let's have a container here. So under this container, let's have a width, first thing first. Alright, dimensions are necessary, and also let's have a child. So under the child, we are going to have a row of buttons, that is login and similarly sign in. And here under this row, let's have our first child to be a gesture detector. Under the gesture detector, let's have an on-tap property, and the on-tap property shall be simply assigning to our login sheet, which we have declared in our previous video for a login sheet. So after having this, let's have a child to our gesture detector. So here under this child, we are going to have a child of a container. After having both the dimensions, let's have a child to be a center. So under this center, I will be simply having a child to be a text itself. So after having the following gesture detector, let's have somewhat decoration to our entire container. So here let's have a decoration, that is container decoration for a box decoration. Under here, let's have a border for a border from all. Under this, let's have a color to our border, a color of white. After having a border to our entire container, let's have a border radius for our border radius of circular one. Let's have a border radius of 25. So after having the following gesture editor, we can simply copy it and simply paste it one more time. Alright, after giving a comma, let's paste it here. And after that, let's have a sign in sheet to our entire gesture director. Also let's have a different word here of sign in, not singing but sign in. Also let's have a different color of Redesigned. Let's press Ctrl and S and see it. Alright, so we have both of our buttons here. Format document first. Now we can simply do one thing, that is use somewhat main axis alignment. For a main axis alignment of space evenly, our usual things. So after having both of the buttons, let's do our next thing, that is simply have a professional look for our Pizzato. So after having the following position widget, I will simply having one more position widget for simply defining some terms and conditions of our Pizzato. What say? So here let's have a alignment from top, that is padding from top of 720. So here under our position, let's have a child for nothing but a container. So under this container, first of all, let's have a width of 400. After that, let's have a somewhat constraints to our entire container for a box constraints, and here let's have a max height of 200. So after having the following constraints, let's have a child for a column 1. Under this column, we can have children. So here let's have a first children for our privacy policy. Let's have somewhat styling first. So after having the following text, I can simply copy it from here and paste it one more time. But here let's have somewhat different words. Press Ctrl and S. Alright, so we have our small tagline here which gives our entire Pizzato somewhat professional look. So after having the following UI, which looks quite fantastic now, we are going to have somewhat attributes over our entire task sheet. That is, if I simply press over this, we are seeing this ugly one, but we don't need that. So first of all, let's interchange the following words. So here, if we simply observe our login sheet, it looks quite ugly for our entire professional look of our Pizzato. So here under the following container, let's have attributes to it. So here if you observe, we have nothing but a color of this one. So here instead of having this color, to our login sheet, let's have a different color from the internet. Also let's have somewhat border radius of circular, and from circular I mean for 25, not 250. So after having this, press Ctrl and S. Cool. So let's close it up and open it again. Cool, it looks quite cool now, but you are seeing the following things here. So to assign the following things more correctly, let's simply go under our main.dart file. So under our material app, under our theme data, let's have a canvas color. So here I will be simply having a canvas colors of transparent one. Cool. So the following thing is gone. Now the following thing is looking more cool. So after having this, let's move back to our login one. So here we are simply having a material button, but we will be simply needing a floating action button. Cool. It will be simply taking a background color, not a color one. So here let's have a light blue one. Also instead of having a login here, we will be simply having an icon. Alright, not icon but icon from font awesome icons dot check one. Let's have somewhat color to it, of colors of white. Alright, let's see it. Alright, it is looking more cool now. So after having this, let's go under the text one here, and here let's have a font weight, for a font weight of bold one. Also let's give some tiny dots here, dot, and same thing goes for our password one. Also let's have a somewhat font weight. Cool, let's see it one more time. Now it is looking more cool now. So now after having this, let's make other changes on our sign in as well. So let me just simply fast forward the video. Alright, so it is looking more cool now. So once we have done all of the UI changes to our entire Pizzato login page, let's go under our Pizzato app now. Alright, let's have a password. Let's log in. Let's see whether we are getting a user key, that is user ID. Alright, so we are logged in and we can see the jumbled UI. That's because we have simply converted our canvas color for a transparent one. That's why we are seeing a black color here. But no worries, let's make a straight one. So here, let's make it of white color. So we have our entire previous UI back. I have already told you that the following video is going to be quite long. So it will be your duty to simply support me by liking the following video, also commenting out something good, and also please share this video. So here if you simply observe under our home page, we have simply child to be an entire column here. So instead of this, let's have a container to be our main child for our single child scroll view, and here let's have all the decoration. So under our box decoration, let's have a gradient first, a gradient for a linear gradient, the usual stuff. Alright, so we have gradient here. So we have this fancy looking gradient here. So let's start modifying our entire UI thing. So here first of all, let's remove the following divider. Alright, bye to this, and let's go to following definition. And here you may observe we have our entire app bar here. So I will simply copy the following thing, and here let's remove the entire padding, and here let's have our official app bar here. Cool. So here let's have, first of all, let's have a title to be a text for our home. Here let's have somewhat style to be a text style. So here after having this, press Ctrl and S. Alright, so we have our entire app bar here. Let's have a central tile to be true. After that, let's paste the entire icon button under actions. Alright, let's quick fix it by simply importing everything. So we have this here. So here under our app bar, let's have a background color for a color of transparent. So after having the following app bar, let's have a drawer for an entire scaffold. So for having a drawer, I can simply write here drawer. Let's have a draw here. Alright, so after having the following app bar, let's start modifying the entire text. So here let's have a color of white one, and for under of it, let's have a green one. So after having this thing, let's go bottom side. Under our food, let's decrease its blur radius for 2, and similarly for everything. Also for our main header to be 2 as well. So once we have done this, let's go under favorites. But let's have somewhat blur radius of 4 I guess. Alright, 4 looks cool. 4. So once we have done this, let's go under our home page. Alright, let's go to text pave, and here let's have a white color. Alright, so here let's have a font color to be of white. Alright, so once the following thing is done, we can simply go under the decoration of our lists, and here let's make it of 2. And here instead of having this color, that is a white color, let's have somewhat opacity to our entire color for opacity of nothing but 0.8. And here under our box shadow, let's have somewhat different shadow to it of light blue accent. Alright, it is looking more cool now. So once we have done changes under our favorite dishes, let's go at the bottom, add a text business and make it of white color. Same attributes for an entire list one. Let's have a somewhat different radius to it. Also let's have a accent color of red one. Also let's have a opacity to our entire color of same thing of 0.8. Alright, a comma here, don't cry dude. So after having the following changes done to our entire home, let's go under floating action button, which is somewhere here. Let's go definition, and here instead of having a red color, let's have a green color. So here I will be simply having a background color of colors.light green accent. Here let's have a different color to our shopping bag of color for colors of black one. Alright, so once we have done the following changes, we can simply close off everything from here and simply go under any of our favorite pizza. But first of all, let's increase the font size of our main pizza heading. So for that, I can simply go under my data fave, under favorite one, and if you observe, we have here data coming from a Cloudflare store. Let's make it of 22, I guess. Alright, 22 is looking more cool. Let's have a bold one. So after having the following changes, we can simply go under any of our favorite pizza. Let's go for pepperoni garlic. Now the following thing is white as well. And after having this home page, let's move under our detail page. So here under our detail page, let's have a different attribute to the following detail page as well. So under our detail page, if you observe, we have our floating action button here. So here under our floating action button, you observe we have our main gesture editor here, which is having the following shade of color. Let's make it of light blue. Cool. So after we have done this, same thing goes for our floating action button. For a background color of colors of light blue, and under our circle avatar, let's have a background color of colors of white. Also let's have somewhat styling to our entire text here for a text style. So once we have done the following changes under our floating action button, let's go for our middle data here. So here if you simply observe our app bar, alright, where is my app bar? Okay, here is my app bar, and here if you observe, let's have somewhat different trash icon here. Cool, it looks more cool now. So after having this, let's wrap our entire column under a container, and for our container, let's have somewhat decoration for a box decoration, the usual stuff. And here under a box decoration, let's have a gradient, the usual stuff. And for gradient, let's go under login, copy the entire gradient one more time and simply paste it here. Alright, so we can simply go here under my main name and make it of white color. Let's have a bold one attribute here as well. So once we have done this, let's go to our entire this container, which is add our footer details and decrease somewhat blur radius, also the spread radius. And here instead of having a white color, let's have a opacity one, opacity of 0.8. Alright, 0.8. Let's have a comma here. Alright, so once we have done this, let's go under the following small icons, and here let's have a blue color one for a light blue. I can simply copy this and paste it here. Paste, paste. Alright, a toothpaste. Alright, it was a bad joke. So once we have done this, place Ctrl and S. So once we have done all of the changes, let's add a pizza. So here let's have a pizza of the following attributes. Add to cart. Let's go to cart. Alright, so our cart looks like this. Let's modify our cart as well. Okay, buy by detail screen and login page. So here if you observe, we have our my cart here. So now let's start modifying our my cart as well. So first of all, let's start with app bar. So here let's have a different trash icon of alt one. Cool. Also main thing of nothing but a container having a gradient. Yes, I am loving gradient. So here let's have a decoration for a box decoration, and under a box decoration, let's copy the entire gradient, the usual stuff, from our login page and paste it here. So once we have gradient here, we can simply do one thing, that is remove the following data from here. Yes, we are going to have a different UI for that one. Also let's remove the floating action button from here and have a different attribute for placing our order. So once we have done the following changes, let's go under our main tile, which is somewhere down here for a cart data, the usual stuff. Decrease the blur radius, decrease the spread radius. Let's have our opacity of what? Yes, 0.8. Also let's have a different box color of light blue. Cool. So once everything is done, alright, accent one. Cool. So once everything is done, let's go at top at our cart. Let's have a white color. Also let's increase somewhat radius, that is not radius but font size, and similarly for a font size of our cart. Alright, so here if you simply go down, alright, go down here, and here first of all let's have a padding from everywhere. Let's see it. So once everything is done, we can simply start assigning a payment gateway. Yes, finally a payment gateway. Whew. So where were we? So a payment gateway. So here let's have a payment gateway implementation. So let's say buy to our login one. And here under our entire providers, let's create a new provider for payment one. So here I'll be simply writing payment.dart. Alrighty, let's have a class for payment helper. You know what? A change notifier, because we are using provider. So here first of all, let's instantiate the following payment helper under our multiple providers under our main.dart. So I can simply remove this from here, paste it here. Here let's have a payment helper. Alright, let's import it. So let's import it finally. Alright, though app are reloaded, we need to fix our splash screen as well. So if you simply go under our cart, we have our following pizza here. So let's go under our payment helper file. So we are going to add all the functionality, but first of all, if we simply go under my cart. Alright, so here let's delete everything from here. So once everything is removed, so first of all, let's have a cool image here. So here under the following card data, we are going to have a container. So let's have a container. So under this container, let's have a decoration for a box decoration. And under this box decoration, let's have an image to be nothing but for a decoration image. And for our decoration image, let's have an image from my assets. Don't worry, I am going to paste all of my assets in the description box. Alright, it will require a source. So I can simply go under my puffpay.yaml file. And here let's have a asset of the following space one. Let's paste it here. So after having this, let's have somewhat height and width. So here I'll be simply having a height of 350, also a width of 400. Press Ctrl and S. So here let's somewhat decrease the font height of our entire image. Alright, so under our card data where it is, we can simply decrease somewhat card data height. Alright, let's make it of 250. Alright, so we are done here from here. Alright, so after having the following thing, let's go under our app bar and make it of white color. So once we have done all of the changes under our UI, we are going to add the following payment gateway. So the first requirement for a payment gateway is nothing but all of the data, that is a following data of the user. The next thing is nothing but a source to it, that is a button, so that after pressing over the following button, a payment gateway shall be appeared. But instead of having a button, we will be simply using our gesture detector. So here, if you observe, we have our card data here, which is returning the entire container. So here I will be simply refactor the following thing under a gesture detector. So here let's have a on long press one. Cool. So here on long press, we are going to have all of the functionality. So for that, let's go under our payment, and here let's create a new widget for our bottom sheet, so that a new sheet shall be appearing from here, through which the user shall be able to select a proper timing, his address, also execute the payment gateway. So here, instead of having a widget under our payment.dart file, let's have a new widget under our my cart only. So here under this, let's have a new widget. So I will be simply name it a placeholder one. So here let's have a build context for a context. Also let's have a document snapshot to pass under the entire thing for a document snapshot. Okay, not a document change, but a document snapshot. So once we have done these changes, let's return nothing but a model sheet. So here I'll be simply writing show model sheet, that is model bottom sheet. So here let's have a context to be context. Also same thing for our builder, the context as well. So here under our context, let's return a container. So here under our container, first of all, let's have a height to our entire container. So for height, I'll be simply using media query dot off. From here, let's have a size from height and make it of height for a 40, that is into 40, not 40 but 0.4, my wrong one. And after having this, let's have a width as well, and width shall be nothing but the entire media query. Alright, a box decoration, the usual thing. Alright, so I am going to repeat the entire thing in my sleep as well, because I have recorded the following thing so many times. So here let's have a border radius. For a border radius for circular, what I mean by circular is always 25. After that, let's have a color, and for color, let's have an internet color, that is hex color. Why I am calling it internet color. Cool, so let's have a semicolon here, always crying for a semicolon. So here after having the following changes, let's have a child to a container of a column. So under the children, first of all, I will be simply having a children for a divider. Yes, let me explain why I am putting a divider here. So here I will be simply having a color for a divider of colors of white one. Also let's have a thickness here, a thickness of 4. And here let's have a padding to our entire divider. Alright, padding 1 from only symmetric. And from my symmetric, I will be simply writing here horizontal. Alright, Abhishek, study on your spellings. So I will be simply having a horizontal one of 150. Alright, so let's test it up. So I can simply go up under our gesture detector and paste it here. Alright, let's have a context and also a document snapshot. So once we have provided both the things, let's test it up. Alright, so we have our bottom sheet here, and this is our entire container. Now this looks more cool, and it was a bonus for you. So after having the following padding, let's have a size box for showing the timing the user has selected. So under our size box, let's have a child. The child shall be nothing but for a column. So here under column, let's have children. But before children, let's have somewhat main axis element from start. And similarly, a cross axis element from start. We can have all of our children. So the first children shall be nothing but a text. So here I'll be simply having a text for time. Cool. So after having this, let's have one more text. But before that, let's wrap entire text under a container. So it will be getting a proper dimensions, whether if the text shall be big or long. So here let's have a height for timing of 30. Also let's have somewhat styling to our text. So under our styling, let's have a colors of white. After that, let's have a font weight for a font weight of bold one. And after that, let's have a font size. Alright, a font size of nothing but 18. Yeah, 18 I guess. So after this, let's copy the entire container. That is, instead of having this height, let's have a different height of 80. And here we are going to have a location. So once we have done this, we can simply have padding to our entire container. That is our column from left one. So once we have done this, let's go out of our size box by size box. So after having the following size box for this, let's have a row. And under this row, let's have a main axis alignment for a main axis alignment of space evenly. So under our row, let's have a child. That is a collection of child. I guess it is children. Okay, bad joke, Abhishek. So here let's have our icon button. So under this icon button, first of all, let's have our icon from font of some icons for a clock one. Let's have a color for my clock. I'll be simply having a color for my clock of white. What about you? So let's format document first, and here on pressing it, we are going to have a child from our provider of our payment. But before that, let's copy this thing, paste it one more time. So instead of having an icon button, I can simply remove it from here and have a parent to it to be a new widget. Guess what? The widget is nothing but our floating action button. Alright, let's have an on-press property over it, which shall be null for now. So once we have provided there, I can simply remove it from here. Here let's have an icon. Alright, so many changes for just one thing. So here let's have a background color for a colors of green. So after having this, I can simply copy the entire floating action button, and here let's have one more floating action button, but let's have a different color for a blue accent. Let's have a map, and under map let's have a pin, alright, a proper words. After that, let's have one more floating action button for a payment integration. So here let's have a different color, the different color for a light green one. Let's have an icon of PayPal because everybody knows it. So let's test it up. Alright, so we have our entire thing here, which looks quite good. So after having following UI changes, let's go over functionality. So I can simply go under my payment.dart file, and here let's have a new feature method for selecting the time. So here I will be simply having select time. It will be simply taking one parameter, that is build context. Alright, a context. So here let's have a new final variable for selected time of the user. Alright, selected. Now the following selected time shall be simply referring under a await state. So let's make it asynchronous first. So here the following thing shall be simply referring for a show time picker. Alright, I removed the entire thing. So here I can simply copy the context, paste it here, and here under initial date, let's have a new initial date. So here let's have a time of day, type of a variable. The thing shall be nothing but delivery timing. So the following thing shall be referring to time of day for now one. Alright, same thing goes from here. Alright, so once we have done this, format document first. So here for assigning the following time to the user, I can simply have a new condition here. If the selected time, so here I will be simply having a new condition for selected time should not be equal to null. Also, after having the following condition, I will have one more condition that the following condition that the following selected time shall not be equal to delivery timing. That is the initial state. So if the following thing is not so, I can simply say here the following delivery timing shall be equal to nothing but the selected timing. After that, let's print out our delivery timing for our developer's sake, that is our developer mind. And after that, let's notify all the users, that is under form of listeners. So once we have done this, let's go under my cart, and here under our first floating action button, let's have a provider. So I will simply having a provider for a payment helper. So under this payment helper, we are not going to render our entire UI. Alright, let's import it first. So here I can simply write listen to false because we are not re-rendering our entire UI. And from that, I will simply select timing. Cool, so once we have done this, let's open it one more time. Alright, so we have a timing thing here. So here the current timing of 6:12, so let's make it of 7:30. Okay. If I simply check my debug console, I should get the time, that is 9:30, but we are getting the following time under a different context. So here I can simply do one thing, go under my payment, and here let's have a format of the following context. Let's try it one more time. Alright, so let's open it one more time. Alright, 8. Cool, so we have 8:12, that is 8:12 p.m. So once we have simply assigned the following timer, so we will be having our next functionality, which is about selecting the following location. So here let's have a new method for select location. Alright, so here let's have a new method for select location. It will be simply taking to one more parameter of context, that is the following build context. So here I'll be simply returning one more model bottom sheet. So show me the model bottom sheet. Alright, let's have a following builder to it as well. So once we have done these changes, let's have a return statement. So here under our return statement, let's have a container. Under this container, first of all, let's have a decoration for a box decoration. Alright, let's have a color. So I can simply go to my entire this thing here and let's have the following color. I am not stealing, but I am simply taking my own code. So once we have done this, let's have a height to our entire container. So here let's have a height from media query. Let's have a size of height, and from the height I will be simply having 0.80. Also a width. So for width I can simply copy this, paste it here. Also let's have a width here. So once the following changes are done, we can have a child to our container. Alright, so here under the following container I will be simply having a child for a column 1. So here let's have a child for our column. So the first children of our column is going to be nothing but the following divider, which looks quite cool. So let's copy it from my own code. This means I am copying the code, but no, I am copying my own code. So here after having the following thing, I will be simply having a text for showing my current location. So here I can simply write a location, and the following location shall be referring to my provider class that we have implemented in our previous video. So here I can simply write provider.off. Alright, so here I can simply have my provider class of generate maps. Alright, so let's see it one more time. So for that I can simply go under my services for manage maps. Alright, so I can simply copy this thing, that is the name, paste it here. Let's import it. So once we have imported it, I can simply say a fetch maps. Alright, so instead of having a fetch maps one, I'll be simply having get main address. Alright, so after having these things, let's have a styling to it. Styling is very important. So under our styling, let's have a color for colors of white. After that, let's have a font size for a 16. And after that, let's have a font weight for font weight of bold. Cool, so format document first. So after having the following text, let's wrap the entire text under a container so it will be properly manipulated. So here let's have a height, that is a defined height of 50. So after having the following entire container, let's have our main map here. So here I will be simply having one more container for showing the map. So here let's have a decoration for a box decoration. So under this container, let's have a child, the child from our entire provider class of generate maps. I can paste it here, and instead of this, let's have fetch maps. And after that, let's have somewhat height under a media query .off, and from size, from height, the usual thing, not hash code but height, and let's multiply it from 0.65. Let's have a width, the same things, paste it here, and for a width one. Alright, so here let's have a listen property to true, because we are simply re-rendering our entire UI. And from here let's have a listen property to false, because we are simply listening to all the values. Alright, so everything is done here. Format document first. So let's test it out. But before that, let's have an entire container or somewhat padding. So once we have done this, let's copy the select location name. I can go under my cart, and here instead of having this, let's go under my floating action button, and here let's have, instead of having select time, let's have select location. Let's test it out. So here I can simply open it one more time, trace here. Alright, so let's check our debug console. Alright, so we have our location here and also our map here. We need to simply make our UI more cool. Alright, let's go to our location. So it is here. I can simply press over this. Alright, so location is changing. It means it is working. So we need to simply work on our UI. So here let's increase somewhat height of our entire container. So for increasing the height, I can go here let's make it of 80. So once we have done 80, let's have a different property for a scroll one. So I can simply enter is scroll control to true. So let's check it out one more time. Alright, open this, cool. So we have everything here. Also our map one, let's go to our location. Cool, let me select my location. So once we have our location here, let's have a new attribute for a payment. So now finally let's integrate a payment gateway. So for integrating a payment gateway, you can simply move under your puffpay.ml file, cause many of the viewers shall be simply skipping the video. So I will explain one more time. So you need to get the following dependency of Razorpay Flutter. Also create a new account on Razorpay itself. So once we have got to the Razorpay account dashboard itself, that is the Razorpay dashboard, you need to simply enable the test API key and also download the following API key sheet. So once we have done that, so I can simply go under my cart and here let's have the instantiation of Razorpay itself. So here, alright, we have unnecessary imports, but no worries. So here first of all, let's have a Razorpay instance to be a Razorpay itself. So once we have gotten the instance, I will be simply have my initiate method, and under this initiate method we are going to implement an instantiation of our Razorpay itself. So here I can simply write Razorpay should be equal to Razorpay self instantiation. So once we have done this, not L buddy but a semicolon. So once we have done this, let's have our Razorpay dot on, and under this on we are going to have an event and similarly an handler. So first of all, let's do one thing, that is create different handlers for all the events. So for that, let's go under a payment file and create a new handlers. So here I will be simply creating a new handler. Let's say handle payment success. It will be taking simply a build context to be a context, also a payment success response to be a payment success response, and here under this we shall be simply returning a new widget for showing the error. So here I will be simply creating a common model sheet so that we won't be needing to work again and again on our code. So here let's have a new method of show error, not show error but show response. So it will be taking a build context, the usual stuff to be a context, also a string to be the response. So once we have done this, let's have a model sheet. Alright, let's have a context, one more context. So once we have done the following changes, let's have a return statement to our model sheet for a container, and here under our container let's have a height 100 cause we need to only show the error, also a width for a 400. Also let's have a child to be a text. The text shall be nothing but the response itself. After that, let's have somewhat styling under a text style, but here instead of this let's have a text. So here I will be simply showing show response. Alright, so under the following response, let's have a response payment, that is payment success response dot payment ID, or you can have anything. So once we have done the following changes, let's copy it, paste it twice. Here let's have handle payment error, and here instead of having a payment success, let's have a payment failure response. Here we will simply return the entire error or write the message here, and here let's have one more method for handle external wallet, and instead of having this, let's have an external wallet response, and here instead of that let's have a wallet name. So once we have done the following changes, we can go under my card, and here let's have a first event. So here I can simply have Razorpay dot payment success, the first one for a success one, and after that let's have a new handler to it. So under the handler I can simply copy the provider, and from the provider let's have a off context. The context shall be nothing but our payment helper. I will be simply listening to false cause we are reading the values, and from here let's have a new method of handle payment success. We don't need any parameters, so I can simply remove everything. Cool, so format document first. So after having our first response, I can simply copy it from here, paste and paste, but here let's have a different event for a error one, also handle payment error, and similarly for external wallet one. So once we have done the following changes, press Ctrl and S. So after having our instate, let's have a dispose method as well. So under our dispose, I can simply dispose my Razorpay event. So under this I can simply write Razorpay.clear. So once we have done the following changes under our init state, we can simply have one more method for opening the wallet itself, that is the payment gateway portal. So for that I can simply write a new method for future. Let's get check me out or any sort of thing. So here let's have a new variable for options, that is all available options, and under the option first of all let's have a key. So once we have our key, let's have other attributes. Also after having this, let's have a name. So under the following name, I can simply have name from my provider. So I can simply add a provider.auth from the authentication, and from here let's have a listen property to false, the usual stuff because we are reading the values. And from here let's get username, but we are not having a user UID, so I can simply go under my authentication, and here let's have a new variable first of all. So first of all let's have a new string for user email. Alright, I can remove it from here, here, and after that let's copy this, paste it here, and here let's say I will get user email. So once we have done the following changes, I can go down here, and here let's have a user email, and the following shall be nothing but user.email. Also let's assign a shared preference thing to it under nothing but user email. So format document first. So I can go under my cart, and here let's get email. Alright, so once we have gotten our email, I'll be simply having a new description. So for description I can simply have a payment description or any sort of thing. After that let's have a pre-fill form for it. So here under this pre-fill form let's have a mapping between a contact one. Now we can simply do one thing, that is at the initial state you can simply ask the user for the following contact. So for now I can simply provide any sort of contact to it. After that let's have an email attribute as well, the email attribute for the name as well, it's okay. Alright, so after having this let's have an external thing, and here let's have an external wallet under a key of wallet, and here let's have a wallet name for Paytm, our Indian thing. So once we have done this, let's format document once. So once we have assigned our entire options, I can simply have a trackage block. So under our trackage block I can simply say Razorpay.open, and on this I will be simply opening all the options. Also let's catch the error under a form of fee, so I will be simply printing up my e.toString. Everything is set for opening our entire Razorpay. So I can simply copy my check me out button from here. Let's go down. Alright, under a place order, after selecting our time and doing everything, let's like check me out option. I can simply make the following button to be asynchronous. Let's have a await state. So after having the following PayPal one, we can simply check me out. That is simply navigate to the next thing, that is simply our entire payment gateway. So once everything is set, let's have a new button at the end of our row, and the following button shall be referring to a new material button. So let's have a child to our material button for a text, and here I can simply say place order. Let's have a style to be a text style. So after pressing over the following button, we shall be able to simply submit all of our data to our Cloud Firestore. Now let me tell you one thing, we are also going to build an admin panel for our Pizzato. Don't tell to everyone because this is a secret thing, and I am going to post this thing to the next day. So once we have done this, I can simply go under my await state, and from my await state I can simply have my instance of Firebase Firestore. Let's have a new collection. So under the collection let's have admin collections, any sort of thing. So after that let's have all our adding of data, so I can simply add all of the data. Now let me add entire data from here. Cool, so under add let's have first of all the pizza type. So under the pizza type I can simply have my document snapshot. From this I will be simply catching up the data and simply have a name for my pizza. After having name, let's have a price for my pizza. So here let's have a document snapshot dot data, and from this let's have my price. After having this, let's have my time, that is a particular time. So for time I can simply write a provider dot auth, and from my payment, that is payment helper, and I will be simply listening to false. And after this let's have a delivery timing. So I can simply write a format of the following context. So after that let's have a location of the following user, and here let's have generate maps one. Let's listen to false, and from here let's get our main address. So once we have gotten our main address, let's have size and all the onion things, and after that let's have a username as well. So under this username I can simply copy the username from my provider for authentication tab, and here I'll be simply adding listening to false. From this let's get the user email, and the last one for the image of the pizza itself. So I can write a provider, not provider but my document snapshot. From this let's have a data, and from the data for image one. So once we have gotten everything, let's format document first. So here if you observe, we have our two conditions for getting the user email. So here I can simply get one thing, that if the following thing will be null, I will be simply taking the user email from my shared preferences. But before that let's go under splash screen, and here let's create a new user email. Alright, so after creating the following thing, that is following user email, copy this thing, go under authentication. Alright, so if the following thing will be null, we can simply paste the user email, that is the user email from our shared preferences, else we will be simply having a user email from the provider itself. So format document first. So everything is done from here, but before that let's have a new condition for showing the material button. So for that let's go under payment itself. Alright, go at the top, and here let's have a new boolean for show checkout button, which will be initially false. After that let's have a new getter for it, that will be simply referring to show checkout button. So let's create a new method for show button. Alright, checkout. Under this we shall be doing nothing but simply changing the value of show checkout button to true. After that let's notify all the users, that is listeners. So I can simply go down under my checkout thing, and after this, when it will be completed, we can simply provide here the method of my provider. So let's copy the entire thing from here, paste it here, but instead of that show checkout button method. Alright, let's remove the context. So once the following checkout shall be done, we shall be simply showing our button, and here for showing the button I can simply paste it one more time, and here if the following thing will be true, that is the boolean, if the following thing will be true, we shall be simply showing the entire material button, else we shall be showing nothing, that is nothing but a container. So once everything is done, format document first. So once we have done everything, let's test it out. Now you may observe my screen has gone white, so I will simply reload my entire application once. Also let's have a property here, if it is null, we will simply have user email, else the provider itself, paste it here. So format document first. So as we have done everything, we are good to go. So I can simply reload my entire application once. So it will be taking a while, so I will simply come in 5 minutes. Alright, so our application is reloaded one more time, but instead of choosing one more pizza, I can simply go under my cart, cause our cart is storing all the dynamic values. And here let's long press over our icon, and here you may see we have everything set here. So instead of simply going under our entire payment gateway, we can simply go down, and here we have our time as well. So here let's have our time. So for that time I can simply go down here. Alright, where is our time? So here it is, and I can simply copy this from here. Alright, so let's paste it here under a dollar quotation, but here let's listen to all the properties. So let's open it one more time. Alrighty. Alright, so it is showing my current time here. So if I simply select different time, let's say of 7. Alright, so the timing is changing, and similarly same thing shall be going for our location. So for catching up our location, I can go down here. Alright, where it is, our location. So here it is. I can simply copy this, go at the top, the usual stuff, and under my dollar quotation I will simply paste it up here. Only thing is about listing property to true, cause we are rendering our UI. Now the following thing shall be showing up a mock value. So let's load it one more time. Alright, a mock address. So let's open our address. Alright, we have our mock address here. Let's go to our location. Here let's choose this address. Alright, so we have our location here, and after this finally let's open our payment gateway. So once the user shall be selecting the timing, the location, we shall be simply heading over to our payment gateway. So here after pressing this, let's open our debug console for checking what's happening. Alright, the following page shall be opened up here. You may see the URL here. Alright, so our payment gateway is reloading. Alright, so we have our payment gateway here. So now I can simply paste out my any sort of email. So I can simply provide any sort of email to it. Alright, so once we have provided our email, let's go to the next step. Alright, so here you may observe we have successfully opened our payment gateway. Now the only difference is converting the following rupees for a 421 that will be doing in just a short time. So here for the following preferred method, you can either select your card, UPI and simply more, or simply select your net banking. So here I will simply copy my net banking thing. Alright, pay the following amount. Alright, so our bank is loading up. Now this was just a demo page cause I am not having an active account on Razorpay, just a demo account. But no worries, if you have your credit card, you can simply open your live account on Razorpay. The entire process shall be same. The only difference is you shall be having a live account, and instead of having this line of this is just a demo, you shall be simply having a real payment transaction. But for now I can simply place on success. Alright, payment successful. Alright, so once everything is done, we can simply place our order. So once our order is placed, let's check whether we are simply getting all of the details of the following user under our file store. Alright, so here under our file store you can see we are simply getting the user details, that is his username, image, pizza and all sort of things. So in this way you can simply conduct a payment gateway over your Pizzato, and this was just a final episode of our entire Pizzato series. Now the following series is quite good. We have implemented everything which is necessary. From starting over to the basic, we have simply gotten up our entire Pizzato to our next level. So if you have followed me from starting to end, buddy, all the best for you in your future, because we have simply implemented a good thing, that is our entire working e-commerce model of our Pizzato. So I can simply log out from my application because I have simply placed my order. That will be simply received very soon. So I can simply log out. Alright, so Pizzato is at our service. So in this way we have simply completed the entire client side of our Pizzato. So what next? The next step is nothing but the admin panel, cause I got the following DM on my Instagram, that is we should be implementing a admin panel cause no one has done it and I will be doing it first on YouTube. So the only thing for this thing is you have to share all of my videos in your network. Also please like all of the following Pizzato videos cause I need to take this series to a next level. Also comment down anything good or bad that you may have liked under the following after following the following Pizzato series. So with that said, I will see you in the next one while implementing an admin panel of our Pizzato. Till then, keep sharing all of my videos. Be connected me on my Instagram and similarly other platforms of LinkedIn and Facebook. So I will see you in the next one. Till then, eat good pizza. Pizzato is at your service. Goodbye.